milk like in big tasses. Oh, so good.
Hey, I'm on TV.
Hey, so am I. My God, how'd we do that?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know either. Cool. Well, I see you on TV.
Yeah, I see you
I
on
know
TV.
that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So I guess that means we're online. then.
I guess that means we're in paradise.
Right.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us again. We, like last time, are going to be doing some cooking because, well, I don't know, we weren't going to be using that, so maybe I should just leave now that I see him holding up his weapon. But, other than that, we're going to be cooking again because we had such a goddamn good time last time. And just because not just because it was fun, because, I thought it was really, really productive. So what are we making today, John?
Omurice.
Yeah, no, I found out that that's a contraction of two Japanese words, what and what.
Omelette and rice.
Sounds good to me. I'm assuming it's some kind of omelet made while making rice.
Yeah.
Dope.
So it was, if I remember correctly, it was actually something featured on a show. If I remember correctly, the show was called Midnight Cafe, and it was it's like a cooking show on Japanese TV, and they just made omurice. Well, it was omelette with rice, and it just became omurice.
Cool.
And then it kind of took off, and it's served in lots of places in Japan and in places in the United States, and. Well, we were kind of wondering, well, what could we make that's kind of quick and easy? And he suggested a couple of different things, and then he said, let's make an omelet. I was like, well, if we're going to make an omelet, might as well make omurice. And he's like, what's that?
Yeah. And you know what the other really exciting thing is? John's never made it before, which surprised the hell out of me.
Okay, I've made the separate parts of this dish on multiple occasions. I've never actually combined them together to make the actual dish omurice, but... It's not going to be exactly outside my wheelhouse.
God, I wish I had a wheelhouse. No, that's not true.
That would mean owning a boat, and you know what boat stands for, right? Bust out another
thousand. Yeah. I don't know. We are. Oh, I don't want to give away where we are. Anyways. We're
nowhere near the ocean. Nowhere near the ocean.
Not at all. Which is why that's funny. But yeah. So. We're definitely going to be cooking, and we're definitely going to be chatting as soon as our peeps and our folks show up. And in the meantime, we're going to be also talking about what else we might do to make this, make gamify cooking, or make a game involving cooking,
To that end, I have told him not to tell me exactly what ingredients he's gotten for the omurice besides just the basics that we're going to need, which is the rice, obviously.
Yeah, we got
eggs
rice and
cream.
eggs. Yeah. And then other than that, John has no idea what kind of stuff that we got. Let's do that first of all.
All right, what exactly have you decided to throw at me today?
Well, you're gonna have to Christmas morning it and just find out with me.
Alrighty then. So, first thing I see on top, we have green onions.
Oh yeah,
very Japanese of you.
Cool. I had no idea. I like green onions in my omelets. What can I say?
And mushrooms.
Yeah, that came with a very interesting feeling to it. That packaging, something spilled on top of that. I thought, or maybe it was just the water from the moisture from the mushrooms itself.
And some sharp cheddar.
Some sharp cheddar. I think the person who requested that is no longer in the building, but we now have a bag of cheese.
We also have some more cheese in the fridge, which we have permission to use.
Okay, cool.
We have a receipt, which I think
we have a nice soggy receipt.
And bacon.
Bacon. Yeah, if you didn't see bacon coming, I don't know what kind of I don't know where your expectations are if you didn't see bacon coming.
Yeah, well, we have these ingredients. So we're going to start off by giving these a wash.
Well, let's just live dangerously with our bowels and
yeah, I'd rather not live dangerously. Not with my bowels. With
Not
other things,
with my
sure.
bowels, yeah.
But with the thing that's going to give me the most grief in the morning, I think
we gamble with our lives, not with our colonic stability. Yes.
There's a great line from the latest God of War movie or game.
Oh,
I said the movie, but the latest God of War game. There's a great line where Kratos basically stops his kid and he's like. And he's like, "What's wrong with your quiver?" And the kid's like, "Oh, I got damaged in this." And he basically says, "He's like, pain we endure, faulty equipment we do not."
I like that a lot.
In that same vein of thought, discomfort we endure, but not necessarily the ones that will keep us on the toilet for hours.
I can only imagine what his quiver had to do with toilet usage.
Well, everything can be related to the toilet. Don't you know that? It's what's called scatological humor.
Yeah. No, I know. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm just imagining them being in the woods and not feeling like digging a slit trench.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
So, we have two green onions here.
With that appetizing line of conversation.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and just give these a bit of a chop.
Cool. So yeah.
Oh,
so
fun note before we get going.
Yo.
When you have a knife, or if you're trying to go out to buy a knife and cutting board combo, make sure that the cutting board is longer diagonally than the knife. Otherwise,
yeah, you need a place to set it down.
Well, yeah, but also because that's the ideal size. Otherwise, if this is too large, then wielding it on the cutting board is going to be too long.
Right.
So that's why you want to measure this diagonal this way. So make sure it helps to make sure that your blade is the right size. Also, if you have a knife like this, you want to pinch it towards the top, not down here, because this is where everyone does. This is wrong.
Yeah, no.
This is where you want to be.
Yeah, no, that's not some, hoity-toity, I'm not a crazy foodie, I shouldn't do that. You're not going to be able to use the knife properly. You're more likely to cut yourself, you're more likely to get a rough cut. You should be holding it the way that you see John here, Yeah. Dang it.
All right.
God dang it, Johnny. No, that's cool. No, but you see the way he's got his fingers sort of choked up on it past the grip? That's the way I want to hold it. That makes me think of something cool. I'm, talking about and constantly thinking about, making games and stuff like that, and I'm thinking, how do I gamify cooking in a way that's not just another cooking show? Not that that would be a bad thing. I love the idea of like Fresh Dishes, the cooking show, like we talked about last week. But at the same time, I want to do more than that. I want to do more than just what other people have sort of come up with already. And I know I was talking a bit about like, economy. That's what came to my mind. Looking at this like a game designer, just like, food could be like a currency where everybody can have some, but what everybody has is not worth as much, Like, I think John's cooking abilities means we have like a treasury of like $100,000 American, and my cooking abilities means I have like $10 Croatian or something like that.
$10 Croatian probably wouldn't buy you a pack of cigarettes.
$10 Croatian wouldn't buy me that green onion. So I thought that, as John just, showed us, like, I think that would be an opportunity to have some fun with something normally as, like, dry and brainy as, like, economy. But, in that same vein, I was thinking, you're not limited to, sort of like money-based economy or whatever. You could have, like, weapons economy. Really, what the thing that I come up with, that part of game development is, just stats balancing. It could be like, that's like weapon strength and something like that. We talk about 40K a lot in the stream, mostly just because it's our favorite show. We're not really... I know that we had several weeks there when we were doing only 40K stuff. We're not primarily a 40K streamer or anything like that. But at the same time, that is something that often inspires me. And I was thinking, you could have like weapons values and have an economy around that as opposed to, just like currency values, I was thinking, wouldn't it be fun to have like, miniatures made of food, or playing like a separate miniatures game where like the risk reward is like food or something like that. I remember talking a lot about Monopoly last week, and I was thinking, that might be the thing. Instead of playing for paper money, you play a completely separate game that we would make, or even just an existing one that we'd modify. But instead of playing for, hit points or funny money or stuff like that, you'd be playing for actual food. Like, that's your reward. That's what you're in it for. You get to eat the stuff that you make, either as a part of the game or at least that we'd watch. Did I hit my focus setting? I did, but that's a great shot. That we'd either cook as part of the game or just cook in the background, and then that would generate the reward for us. So I like that idea a lot. Haven't gone any further with it though, because I wanted to talk to both people who are watching us right now, and of course with my friend John. So how does that sound to you, John? Playing some game like, because remember when Ben was saying like, hey, if you're when you're just talking about the show, are you gonna have enough downtime to do stuff like play Dominion or Magic? And I was like, what if we played a game when the stakes were food? How does that sound to you?
That could be a thing.
Yeah.
Because then I could beat you in Magic and eat all your food.
Yeah, and I thought, like, in all seriousness, I was like, I think that would make a great show, which is just like, yep, and Steven's going hungry again. And of course, we'd at least film, if not gamify the cooking itself, you know. But then again, I really like, you know, the idea that Sophie came up with, Sophie Mint Potion, came up with where, you know, chat has a say in, like, the secret ingredients, and it's, like, really Iron Chef style. I love that idea. And then I like what Tamaki said. I thought it was either Tamaki or one of our most regulars, which is why I'm so embarrassed to not remember. You know, I can't remember if it was you, Tamaki, or you, Slip, or you, Garion, or Team Ed. And I'm sorry for forgetting our closest bros, you know, lost amongst each other. So that's entirely my fault. But, you know, what if chat, like, rolls a virtual dice? And I was like, that seems kind of lame. And then I was like, no, that's really good chat involvement, because that was something that we've been talking about for a while off camera, which is just, you know, what about games that people can play in chat? You know, during our Friday meetings, including tomorrow, you know, we'll have, like, Jackbox games that will play with people, you know, but that's a traditional, like, multiplayer game on Steam, right? What about a game that you play through our chat directly? So I like, you know, that idea of just, like, you know, people can roll in chat, can, like, roll dice for us and stuff. I was thinking something even more involved, you know, like, you know, you get a card game, for example, and you don't get to choose your card, chat does. You know, something cool like that. Oh god, the bacon. Did I get enough bacon? And I'm not trying to be cute. Like we all love bacon.
We're not going to use all of this bacon now.
Are you sure I got enough bacon though?
Well, I mean, it's your dish, so
No,
if you just want me to put the
oh
whole
no,
pack
John,
of
you're
bacon in
cooking.
there,
It's your dish, most definitely.
well, I mean, again, he's the one who bought all this stuff. I'm just the one who's going to be cooking it up.
Oh, that means it might be I might get my own portion, but it's your dish, my friend. I don't want to diminish what you're doing for us. God, that looks
Normally, I would like a thicker cut of bacon, but this is real thinly sliced, and so it's going to be a little interesting. But,
I actually found the thickest cut I could find at the store I went to.
well, their thickest slice is 1/16 of an inch,
Good
which
eye,
is
but yeah.
really, really small. I prefer
Yeah.
1/8 inch.
Alrighty, good to know.
You know, that sort of thick cut applewood bacon. That's the kind of stuff I would go for.
Definitely.
But that's me, and you know,
Interesting. I didn't think you cooked with bacon very much.
I don't, but I know what I like when I cook with bacon.
Good man.
Anyways,
yeah.
so we have the ingredients essentially prepared here. I'm going to add a couple more, actually.
Okay, what you got?
Minced garlic.
Outstanding. I keep thinking that's like hummus or something. That's
We're gonna
awesome.
add a little bit of rice wine vinegar and soy sauce.
Cool.
And also, of course, you know, we kind of have to have a little bit of salt. Kind of a must.
Oh, yeah.
And pepper, of course, which
Cool.
I did not bring out, but I can get.
Salt and pepper. It's plentiful. See what I mean? Did I ever tell you about the Bug Assault, the Nerf gun that was it was a Nerf gun modified to shoot packets of salt, pinches of salt, with the air it was launching as an anti-bug shotgun. And and it got kickstarted. And it's now a thing, and there are several iterations of it. And you can get it on Amazon. And it's so funny because when you go to the thing, it says, you know, the Bug Assault frequently bought with Morton salt.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Perfect sense.
Oh yeah. You know it's effective when you recommend it to your friends who run a small business and they're like, nope, I can't use this. Someone's going to get shot and I can get sued, put out of business. I was like, that means you have an effective product when you got to worry about getting sued. That was emphatic. I didn't mean to do that, by the way.
Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and get this guy started.
Yo.
So we're going to start with, normally I would start by cooking up the bacon. And actually, you know, I think I'm actually going to do that. But what we're also going to add eventually is we're going to add in a little bit of this coconut oil to help cook the rice.
That's a staple here at the studio.
So yeah, we're going to be using this as our main oil slash fat base for making our
How
omelet.
fatty is coconut oil?
It's the same as any other oil, actually. It's a one-to-one. So if you're going to use something like olive oil or butter or anything else, you could actually use this 1-to-1. It's the same Skype, just a different different source, really.
Excellent.
Well, yeah. So we're going to go ahead and start off by making some bacon.
Bacon. Dear God.
So first we get
Yeah, and being the gentleman that he is, John, just because he is that good and that fast, whipped up cookies, the same recipe as last time, just so we could have them. So cookies are not too far from mint potion. I can see that being a trope amongst whatever game and show that we come up with. Is just there's always going to be some kind of cookies, you know. Could be the name of it, you know. Disable or enable cookies. Oh yeah, that's the one I want.
Alrighty then.
Yeah. Nutmeg explosion. Look at that. I don't care if it means my white balance is off. That's so like angelic. Just like all these cookies in this existential plane. Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Now, I know I had that thing set aside somewhere, but I guess I must have used it. Oh well. Now I'm actually cooking this on a relatively high flame because I want to get this fat rendered down, but I want to be moving it down to medium. So I actually don't want this bacon to overcook. So I want to get some of this fat out, but I also want this bacon to cook a little bit. So, because this is going to come out. This is not going to stay in the pan the whole time. For those of you wondering why I'm taking it out, it's because I don't want it to overcook. So I am putting it in here just a little bit because I do want it to cook, but I also want to make sure that it does in fact cook. Technically, I could have left it in strip form. It probably would have been better if I had, actually. But whatever.
No worries.
It's gonna be
good.
It's gonna be chopped up and diced in the end anyway.
Well, we're making a rice-based or an omelet in a rice dish, so having some nice bit of crispiness there is gonna be good no matter what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna put the grease straight in the rice.
Yeah, I'm gonna put basically all I'm gonna do is just cook this long enough to get some of that pork fat out of this bacon, and add that into with just a little bit of this coconut oil as the base for our frying oil. So it's going to have that slight coconut and a slight pork, and it should have a slight sweetness to the final product. And a little bit of salt into that.
Yeah, that's often my method for make this tastier. Is just use more salt.
Well. Just gonna go ahead and let that sit for a second. And as I grab a bowl, wherein I can put all of this. Excuse me.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, this is where my mind is. That's why I'm so slow to do things like focus. And I do mean the camera and myself, actually.
Yeah, he's just. Well, you can feel free to have a few of those because we already. The rest of us in the office have already had our shares. And the batch I made today was a larger batch than I made last time, so. Alrighty then, that's gonna be enough. It's not completely cooked, so if you can see, it's not this isn't completely done just yet. That's fine because it's going to finish cooking when we actually put it into the rice. But you see that a very slight sheen. That slight sheen and grease on the bottom. That's what we're after because we want to just add a little bit of that bacon flavor into the actual core of this dish. And it is going to smoke a bit if I'm not careful, so that's one of the reasons I've taken it off the heat to do this. Alrighty then, so I'm going to need. Let's go ahead and grab this. All right, so we're going to add just a touch of this oil. Don't need much. That's going to form the basis of everything. As a rule of thumb, you kind of want to make sure you get enough to coat the bottom of the pan, but you want also a little bit extra.
How come?
To coat all the rice.
Sounds good.
Okay, so now that that's nice and melted, Now we add in the rice. Now I have actually already washed this rice. That's why it's in the strainer. But it's just a couple of cups of just regular rice. You can get any kind of rice you like, basmati, any Japanese rice you like, or Korean rice, any kind of rice you want. But this
Each grain individually, by hand.
Yes.
Man's an artist.
So, just adding about a half cup there.
Mm-hmm.
Wait for this to get up to temperature.
God, that smells good. Mm.
A little bit of salt. It's about a teaspoon's worth.
Mm-hmm.
About a half that in pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Ground pepper here.
Mm-hmm. John, is there such a thing as a D&D cookbook?
Probably
That
more
sounds
than one,
good.
actually.
Yeah. That would be worth doing some research into finding, I have to say. Because that's one thing I did that I loved. I had a Game of Thrones potluck and loved it. Mm.
Turn up the heat just a little bit because I actually I mean, again, when you're making fried rice, this is actually just pan frying.
Yeah.
So you want this to have sort of an even layer.
Right,
you also
right.
want to keep it moving so that it
Definitely.
doesn't burn.
John, I think that's something you should do. You know, that was what I was leading into. Is I think you should see what kind of recipes you can come up with from D&D.
What kind of recipes would I make for D&D is the question.
Yeah.
I think I need just no, the oil's enough. You can still see some at the bottom of the bowl. It's just weird rice, so it's taking its time but it's starting to brown nicely now.
Hold on, excuse me 1 second, John. I
Okay.
think. Oh boy. I can't have just forgotten to hit stream. Yeah. I was thinking that we weren't on air.
Oh.
You know, Ben did the mic check and let us in and all that. I was like, wait a minute, I don't remember hitting it. Maybe, but no, we just, no one's turned out.
Well,
Weird. You okay?
that was way too much soy sauce. Yeah, that was way too much. Well, only one thing for it.
More rice?
More rice. Which actually is not going to work very well. All right. This is going to have to go.
Oh, it's okay.
We're really cooking here, folks, so this is what occasionally accidents happen. And again,
Yeah. Any kind of cooking game, this is where I'd make up any lost time or points. For sure.
So unfortunately, this has got to go because it's all soy sauce. And that is just not going to taste good.
Yep.
So we have to start this one over again. This
Dun,
time,
dun, dun.
however, we're just going to put the bacon straight into the pan.
We get Cocoa Pig. Actually, I'm going to check something real quick. I'll be back, as our former governor once said.
Former. Oh, right. I forget what year we're in sometimes. So, for those of you who are listening in, I am just taking 2 strips of bacon and adding them to the bottom of the pan. And these are just going to render down a little bit. I'll break this into pieces so it fits the pan easier. And giving this a flip. Camera operator's not over here to see this. So I'll go ahead and get in here in a second just to give you a nice bird's eye of what's going on. He's back. So yeah, right now.
Space.
So just
Ooh, sorry.
one sec.
I was just trying to focus it for you. I wasn't trying to take it from you.
Oh well, actually, I need you to take it from me. I was
Good.
Just
Yeah. Okay.
was
No,
just
no, no,
giving
yeah.
them a shot of the thing because you weren't here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, just making some bacon in the pan here. Once again, same process as the other
Making
one, but
bacon.
it's going to be in one piece this time around.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Oh, good. For a second, I thought something was wrong with the bacon you already made. I was like, did we have to throw away bacon?
Oh, no. Nothing wrong with the other bacon. In fact, this
Yeah.
bacon will probably get used too. It's just that I need the fat from this one
Hell yeah.
because I threw away the old fat from
Right,
the
right,
first.
right.
So, nope, nothing wrong with the old bacon. It's still over there.
Yeah.
Just
Which
get-
means it's not in our bellies, so that could be better, but it's okay.
Well, this will probably be in your belly sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting all nice and crisp in there. Bacon, the self-frying meat.
Yeah. No joke. In all seriousness, we mean that. It fries at its own juices. I was like, wait, did he put the coconut oil in before he put the bacon in?
Nope.
He forgot. Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
No, bacon will do this on its own,
Yeah.
which is one of the reasons why everyone loves it so much, is because it's actually just, again, frying in its own juices.
Totally.
It's literally frying in its own juices. So,
Totally.
let's go ahead and let some of that oil drip off.
Mmm.
Taking it off the heat so it doesn't smoke like it is actually. You really don't want, when you're cooking, you really don't want your oil to smoke, because what that means is that the oil is actually breaking down
Oh.
and it's starting to form, it's starting to burn. That's what's going on.
Gotcha.
And you don't really want to sort of taste that burnt
Excuse me?
chemical. So, for those of you who don't really want to drink or taste that burnt chemical,
It's one of my favorite 90s groups, Burnt Chemical.
yeah, didn't they tour with Bush at some point?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. And the Chemical Brothers is just a rip off of them.
Oh no, the Chemical Brothers were an offshoot. They were that was their techno project, wasn't it?
You're right. I almost forgot. The Techno Brotherhood. Everyone thought they were a white supremacist gang? Yeah.
Oh. Alrighty then. So starting again.
Yep. Yeah, sorry about that, Cable.
It's all right. Oh, by the way, handy tip: if you cup your hand like this and put a little bit in there,
Oh, I thought you said cut your hand. I was like, John, you can't tell them to put salt in their hand when they cut it.
no, when you
No, I
cup
know.
your hand like this and you fill this little cavity here up with salt, that's about a teaspoon.
Oh, cool. Even what about people with different sized hands?
Usually works out about the same. If you have smaller hands, you'll have to make an adjustment, but it's roughly. It's for those people who are eyeballing it, it's a decent half measurement.
Dope.
You don't have a spoon handy. And again, I do that with salt because salt is it's a dry product and it's not going to really change anything to do that with.
Yeah. And I asked Ben, now that there are only 2 people watching and no one's chatting, I don't mind being a little bit more behind the scenesy. I asked him, I was like, do you know what might be going on as far as like why it is we don't have any viewers? He just said, no, that happens all the goddamn time. He said, you know, the only consistency is in Twitch is that if you're watching, if you're playing the hottest game ever at the minute, then a bunch of people are going to watch. So we're good. Nothing's wrong.
That was just a little bit of rice wine vinegar.
Sounds good. But yeah.
I'm going to add in soy sauce, and I'm going to be very careful this time because I realize this thing doesn't actually have a See, that little bit was all I was trying to add, and it just came out like a fountain last time.
Yeah.
So you can understand why I tossed out the rice. Okay, now we add in some of the green onions.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, look at that. That is pretty.
And some of these mushrooms. And some of this garlic. Now, you can make this however you like. You don't have to use the ingredients we're using, but quite frankly, I like using
Bacon.
Well, he likes using bacon.
Bacon.
That's all you can say at this
I
point.
invoke the credo of epic mealtime. Use more bacon.
Also, traditionally, I would want to use a wok, but this is actually not bad.
Yeah, this is a cool pan that we honestly just sort of found around. What's this kind of pan called, John?
I am not entirely sure, but I know it's specifically designed for frying. That's why it has that slightly sloped forward edge, so that you can do
use
the flip.
that exact motion and
Yeah.
flipping. Ooh, I almost got a shot of that. Would you mind doing that again, sir?
Hang on a second.
You got
I gotta
it.
get that.
Oh yeah, no rush.
Ready? One,
Yes,
two,
sir.
three.
Beautiful.
That's exactly why that shape is there.
Heck yeah.
All right.
Cool.
I'm going to go ahead and give that a second
Yeah.
and just let the last of that.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
All right. So,
Yeah. Yeah, we were so few viewers. I thought that it stream didn't start for some reason.
just give this
We get a
bit of-
master shot of the master. Yeah.
Alrighty then. Now, for the next part of this dish, the omu part of the omurice.
Mm-hmm.
Start by cracking a couple of eggs.
Go.
And yes, I wash my hands quite a bit, which is why if you see my hands a
Oh, you
little
have
ashy,
to.
that's why.
Yeah. No worries.
However, in the evenings I do take care of that by actually, after I shower and everything, I actually wipe my hands down with olive oil.
Really? Does it help?
Oh yeah.
Cool. Well, I should obviously you wouldn't do it if it didn't help, but I mean, does it make a immediate difference? A big difference?
My hands haven't blistered yet.
Sounds good to me.
So where did I put that half and half? No. I'm going to be using half and half with this today. You could use heavy cream milk, but don't use anything less than whole milk for this because you do want a little bit of that fat in here. Otherwise, it's just basically adding liquid water, and it's not really what you want. So, add about a couple tablespoons in there.
Cool.
And touch of salt. Yes, you want to add the salt to this before you mix it because it helps with the mixing process for one, and also it helps to flavor the entirety of the dish. Otherwise, it just kind of clumps up.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I'd be using a taller bowl, but this is all I've got to really work with. So,
Yeah. Yeah. You ever use chopsticks?
yes.
Nice.
But again, if you have a whisk, why not use the whisk?
Yep.
So you can see it's all coming together very nicely. It's starting to, you want it to break up to the point where it's not actually doing that.
Cool. Alrighty, I have to ask. I'm pretty much laying this idea to rest, but I do want to hear how you'd react if I asked you more in depth. How do you feel about that idea that I floated earlier about, a game where the pieces, like a miniatures war game where the pieces are edible, or like the board is edible?
Oh, you mean like they do with the checkers? they make little snacks out of the checker pieces, and when you take a piece, you eat it.
Sounds good. I mean, like that. I mean, that sounds fun. But I want to do something more elaborate than chess, or at least closer to original. But you don't think that off the bat? Like, what's your first? Too corny? Too childish? Anything?
Again, it works for me.
Heck yeah.
It's been done before. Again, it's been done before, but it's fun to do. What you can do is, like, if you're gonna make like a chessboard, you can make the more interesting snacks, the higher the more interesting pieces.
Yeah.
So if you
exactly.
have like a pawn could just be a little tiny piece of cheese.
Yeah,
that you're
exactly.
moving around the table.
Totally.
However,
Oops.
when you have the queen is probably something like a truffle or something with like a nice little fried peak to it, and it looks nice.
Definitely.
And then winning is the king piece is probably something more along the lines of like a tiny little cucumber sandwich or something. And you're
I feel like that should be like a inch cube of steak or something like that.
Well, you could do that too.
Yeah. I would do something more original. I was thinking something like, we'd play 40K and we'd have mountainous loaves of bread or something like that. I don't know. We'll test.
We'll test that.
We'll test. I love game testing. I say that
when
food's involved, yeah. No, I say that as someone who's had precious few. I just want to pass behind you. Precious few tests where everything has gone as I expected the game to go, and by that I do mean people don't always have fun, don't often have fun, as a matter of fact. But I love the process of testing, so I can't wait to do that. I can't wait to subject you, John, to weird food games on this show. Look at that.
I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit because I don't want this to...
Cool. And you are okay with that, right? Like, as I'm testing these concepts, that means, using you and our other tester, other people in the studio, anyone who wants to test, as guinea pigs for, potentially weird food games. So I'm not really kidding when I say that. You down for that?
Well, yeah, I mean... you did take the contract out on my soul, so it's not like I can say no.
Yeah. Yeah, and my dumb ass forgot to get the life insurance. I mean, I got a soul. It's pretty cool, but I mean, like, come on, that's some low-hanging fruit. It's just that life insurance. But what can you say? You live, you learn. It's my first soul gathering, reaping, I should say. I actually got that one wrong on the test too. But yeah, we're all learning.
Alrighty. So this is sort of crepe level, and
cool.
Again, this would normally flip better, but I'm thinking again the pan has just got this. It's an old pan, so it's not really flipping right.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go ahead. This in here. Grab a plate.
Yeah.
And then finish off a little bit of ketchup on top.
Really? Master Chef John using ketchup. I like it.
And there we go.
Voila.
Omelette.
Omelette. Look at that. The man and his meal. Ho, ho, ho. Excellent.
Now, I am not going to serve this to you just yet because I need to taste it because this is the first time I've had it.
You got it.
So I want to make sure I did this right the first time.
Well, you didn't use all the bacon, so I'm going to say no, but I won't hold it against you. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I left you all those extra pieces of bacon on the side.
Oh, they're for me. In that case, you used them properly. Excellent.
And you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, sir.
Let's go ahead and give this a try.
Yeah, I will drop this camera on the floor to eat some of this. Yeah.
The rice is a little underdone, but other than that, not bad. I'm amazed that you're sucking your breath in right now. Then again, he's the guy who tells me I have a mouth like burnt leather, so.
That is good, though. There we go.
Yeah, those that rice needs to soften up a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I should add a little bit of extra liquid to that so that it softens up. But other than that, it came out pretty good.
Absolutely. Once again, John, excellent meal and an excellent stream.
So how am I going to get this guy to absorb a little bit more liquid? Maybe if I add actually a little bit more liquid to the dish. Let me think. What do we have available? Oh, you know what I forgot to add? Your cheese. That's not...
That was meant to be on the side for the person who asked for it.
But we can put a little bit on top of that omelet while it's still warm. Okay. Where'd you... Oh, there it is. Look, where'd it go? It's right in front of me. Cheap construction. Really cheap construction. All right. I've had enough. I'm not fighting this. Well, that's fine, because... How's that? Better. All right.
It just occurred to me how seldomly I eat anything with cheese and soy sauce. That's a nice combination.
I'm going to check one thing real quick. Maybe I just add a little bit of water to that and see if I can really get that just the things to hydrate, because again, first I'm making it, and usually when I make the grain or the fried rice, I've already cooked the rice, so I'm just refrying it really. But let's go ahead and give this a shot real quick. And yeah, I'm not really washing these dishes right now, and I'm just really wiping them down into the trash can here off screen. But it's kind of fine because they're going to be used for the same dishes over and over again, so it's not really that big a deal. The only time I would really be worried about that is if I was going to be stowing them or something similar. There you go. Go ahead and eat those off while I'm at it. And that sound you just heard was a very happy Steven. Either that or, what's his name? The character from Spring Frankenstein. I see? See what I mean?
He means Frankenstein, by the way.
Well, no, I mean Frankenstein's monster.
Oh, you got me. Oh. I love this job. Oh, so good. And all you people watching, you get to hear me eat.
Yeah. You get to hear him eat because you're not watching him eat at the moment. Oh, wait, no, there's a couple people in there. Hey, so welcome to the stream. You get to watch me make this dish once again. So I want to once again start by kicking the flames up on this thing. And we're going to make some bacon.
Thank you so much, John. So good.
So I want to split this in half because it fits in the pan better this way. No other reason.
God, bacon and mushroom go well together.
Yeah, actually, they came out quite good.
Oh my God.
If only you had sprung for the Applewood smoked bacon, but then again, I can't ask you to do that.
No, I don't mind. I I was in a hurry. I was just like, okay, gotta do this. Gotta get all the other stuff. Ah.
All right, let me go give my hands a rinse real quick.
Oh, yeah.
While that starts to simmer. Now again, for this particular batch, all I'm going to do is add a little bit of hot water to the mix. Again, because the idea is to hydrate the the rice a little bit more. So, once again, just plain old hot water. You could probably use something like chicken stock or other vegetable stock or anything else. Wine even, I'm guessing, but that's a little bit more complicated than what we really want to do here. Turn this heat down a little bit because once again I'm starting to see smoke. And again, we don't really want smoke. Steam is one thing, smoke is another.
Oh, I hear you.
Well, I know you hear me, but I want to make sure that
I should say that time I hear you. I was just like, whoa. I totally thought the other way around. And you know your water's steaming as well, right?
Yeah, I used hot water.
Good.
If you're going to be adding water to a dish that's already hot, you might as well make the water hot, unless the object is to cool the dish down. But if you want to maintain temperature, make sure it's hot water. Just a little trick. I mean, not even a trick, really. Just
This is a fact.
Well, not even a fact, really. Just a little piece of cooking advice that kind of everyone should learn. Everyone should learn to make two or three signature dishes, no matter who you are. I don't care if it's top ramen that you've just hacked with a couple of eggs and spices, or something as nice as omurice.
That's a great name for any cooking show we do. Not chopped, hacked.
Well, I mean, yeah. If you hack food, all you're doing is basically you're just taking what's on the tin. Buying a ready-bought meal.
Your cup is disintegrating. It'll be fine. I just want to let you know.
That's okay. It's just a one-shot thing.
Yep. Sorry to interrupt you.
But yeah, if you buy something like a TV dinner or something, maybe like again something in a box like mac and cheese or something like that, and just cooking it slightly differently. I mean, I got a great recipe for making proper mac and cheese.
Ooh. What kind of pasta do you use? Macaroni?
Huh?
Do you use macaroni?
Well, yeah, but if you're...
Gotcha.
I'm using mac and cheese, but I'm actually making a cheese sauce.
Right.
So... And it's not that much more work than actually just, making the stuff in the box. The only thing is it's more convenient because people have to shred the cheese and do all the other things.
Make a cheese sauce, yeah.
Making a cheese sauce is simplest thing you can actually make. However, people don't do it because it's work. And that's why people buy the blue box, because it's
not
simple. Easy, simple, fast. That's what people want. I'm not even going to add the coconut oil to this one. I'm going to just eat it or use it with the amount of fat, because I actually got quite a good bit of fat off of that bacon this time around. So, once again, for those of you wondering how much rice I'm actually using, I'm using a half cup per recipe.
Cool.
I prepared two. Prepare 2 cups, but I'm only using a half cup per recipe.
When you say per recipe, do you mean for like each
per dish? Here.
Okay, gotcha. I wasn't sure if you were just saying as per the recipe. I was like, John usually modifies on the fly, which is the best thing ever. I used to get when I was a little kid huge arguments with my dad. I was like, no, stop changing things. But no, that's the spice of the food and the spice of life. Ooh.
Well, knowing how to properly hack it, again, I've got years and years of cooking behind me, so I kind of know how this works.
Yeah. No, you definitely cook at a professional level, most definitely. Whoa!
Let's whoa.
We have people. We have peeps and folks. Hello, Denny Von Doom. We haven't had anybody. Yeah. Yeah, we have people. We've had most of the show, so much so I dropped the camera. That's not burning, is it? Okay, good soy sauce. We've been talking to ourselves all hour, so we were just like, okay, cool. Kind of our time, even though we're streaming ourselves in public. Mac and cheese would be great, and it would really be. Hello, Deacon Fatal. I don't think I've met you before, and you neither, Denny Von Doom. It's good to meet you both. Super dope. Yeah. We are John and Steven. I'm Steven. He's John. And welcome to Paradise. This is Mint Potion's tabletop gaming stream. We have this industrial kitchen we weren't using, and I got inspired to just sort of use it because it had the biggest table for our tabletop games, but also it's a kitchen. We started using it, and now we're talking about making food, and we're also talking about making games that involve food, or making cooking games. Whoa, you've never seen a cooking show? Well, you're watching one right now. Wow, we're your first. That kind of amazes me because I grew up watching them. But yeah, well, super cool.
Nice to be somebody's first.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll remember you, Deacon Fatal. I was your first. You were not mine, though. Oh, no. But seriously, thank you for joining us. And sorry for all the shaky cam.
Well, that's actually not the shaking. It's not the camera shaking. Whoa, it's the...
No, I got excited when there were people, and I did shake the camera for a second there. But yeah, no, John's also flipping it with a really dope pan here. There we go. If you could do that one more time, sir. Yeah. Yeah. There it is. Good stuff, sir. Oh, good. More garlic. Yeah, we're making, how's it pronounced, John?
Omurice.
Omurice. Yeah, you can hear me not pronounce it, but eating omurice right now. Yeah.
I really wish you'd stop eating that one, because this one's going to be better. I'm going to tell you that right now. But this one's going to be leagues better than that one.
Oh, that's so good. What you got? Slip! Where were you? We were so on fire last week, and the turnout's been super low. How are you? Yeah, it's looking tasty. And yeah, you're hungry, Denny. Don't go to your namesake. Don't go to Denny's. Make omusuka rice or whatever.
Omurice. Yeah. Omurice.
Yeah. Insane souls, we're happy to be here. We're happy to be positive. That's what we bring to our corner of the internet is, positivity and people who are really passionate making stuff they think is dope. Nice and simple, When we're not making music and we're not writing code and we're not making 3D art, we're making tabletop games and breaking a bunch of eggs and making cooking shows and stuff. So this week and last week, Tabletop or Paradise became our cooking show. That's a good shot. And we'd love to return to that. But I do want to talk to y'all, now that we've got some folks in chat, about what y'all might like to see in a cooking show or a cooking game. This is our first version of the dish. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. John just says, stop eating now. It's just going to get better. We're doing well, thanks. Thank you very much. Yeah. So I know I mentioned last week that we were, looking, that I was going to go through all the suggestions from last episode and post them in the suggestion box in Discord, but just hosting the show, I could tell that there were a lot of consistencies. Oh, thank you so much, Denny. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words. Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. You're busy cooking, so I'd be happy to give you to just read it to you, John. He says it's one of the better than most cooking streams he's ever seen. Complimenting me on my camera work, and thank you for concurring in Sensols. Super cool. So yeah, I was gonna look through all the suggestions we got last week when we baked cookies, and John went ahead and baked some more cookies just for posterity and to feed the people in the studio.
This is gonna go under the pan in a second.
You got it. And just as we were all talking, it became clear that Everybody loves cooking. Everybody was excited to see food being literally served up. Forgive the wordplay. On you know what? No, I apologize for nothing. Literally being served up along with all the other mint potion stuff. People weren't super excited. The people in chat were not super excited about the idea of, like, you know, making food from home and bringing it in as part of some kind of game. But everyone got, oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Everyone was super excited about cooking on stream. So I love the idea of, you know, gamifying cooking. We got a bunch of really good suggestions, like, ooh, are those all air bubbles, John?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Knowing you and how you like to hack food on the fly, I was like, did he add something already?
No, not this.
Yeah.
I'm just. This is just a simple omelet.
Excellent.
Just waiting for this to toast up a little bit. It's coming together quite nicely.
Nice, and that really is. John was not tooting his own horn when he said crepe-like. He got it that thin and delicate. Yeah. Break out the duck eggs. Yeah, who doesn't like food? It's crazy, right? Break out the duck eggs. That sounds so good. Are they like, are duck eggs the really big ones or the really, really small ones? Because I've had the teeny tiny game eggs that are like seriously like this big. Like about the size of my thumb. Sorry, dude. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm glad this isn't a real, or like you know, some kind of restaurant, because he would just murdered me with that frying pan. Like it would just have my face on it, not the fried rice. Notice how he's still so angry he can't speak. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, here we go.
Coming your way.
More food porn. Oh, that's the money shot.
No, that's not quite it yet.
Almost. Oh my God. I didn't even do that on purpose. You call it the money shot. Oh, there it is. Yeah. That's what we needed right now. Yeah. You're looking at the transformative properties of John Silamoney and his ability to take eggs, half and half, cheese, ketchup, rice, some coconut oil, bacon, mushrooms, and green onions, and turn it into deliciousness. All right, John said that this one was going to be better than that one. And yes, he liked cooking so much, he went ahead and did it again. Now, John can just eat that straight out of the frying pan. I almost hurt myself. Oh, good. You got it on my lens cap. Awesome. No worries. No, I run that risk myself. No, I like joking about stuff that happens to my camera stuff that doesn't affect anything, because I realize that, no, don't even worry about it. Because I realize that every time I use my camera, I could, like, drop it into the ocean, which I almost did twice. So don't even worry about it, dude.
Let's get the worst of it off. That's all.
Yeah, no worries. They're big. The duck eggs there are the bigger ones. I thought so. Okay.
Yeah, that is better, but it still needs a little bit more liquid. But other than that, it's not bad.
Dope. You've impressed the studio writ large. Ben's coming out to give us the golf clap as well, and it is good. Yeah.
Go ahead and give that a shot.
Get over here.
Yeah. Oh. Just get over here and give this a taste at least.
Yeah.
Well, grab a spoon or something and just.
Or you can just eat with this one. Fine. More for me. There we go. First person eating. I'm inventing a genre. There's probably ASMR for this. Oh yeah, that's gonna be too hot for me to eat. I'm not kidding when I say John could eat that straight out of the pan and be fine.
I did.
However, yeah, and he did. John was just like, I'm surprised you're like grasping for air right now. I'm like, I'm not. I need help. Never apologize, Deacon Fatal. Yeah, we're just happy to have you back. We're just happy to have you with us. Well, this one's mine.
Yeah, no,
Mr.
Go ahead and grab a bite, but I'll make you one for yourself. Because you haven't eaten it yet, have you? So
good. That's Ben Bradley we're talking to, and that we always forget you can't hear, by the way. You got cookies and stuff, right, Ben?
You got cookies, yeah.
Good. Social eating? Heck yeah. It is. It's super good. So yeah, you know, the more we do these kinds of streams, and I realize it's only been twice, but even having only done it twice, I think we should definitely make cooking a bigger thing on either this stream or another stream if that's in the cards. I like the idea of having, you know, a cooking show that's got game elements to it, and I really like the idea of involving me, not just as a host, because, you know, this time and last, it was John was doing the cooking and I was doing the hosting. John's just as capable of hosting as I am, but I am learning how to cook. And I love that. I love that aspect of playing games and of making games, which is just you're learning what the game's about as you go. So I love having a competitive cooking game and have it be more of a traditional cooking show. So if you'll excuse me, I got to eat this.
Yeah, I kind of love the idea of a cooking game too, because it means it's something I can whip his tail in, unlike 40K, where he consistently beats me day after time after time after time.
I'm so glad you asked, Deacon Fatal. Earlier, I asked John, because he's my dungeon master, as well as my best friend and my co-host.
Not in public, man. No, I'm kidding.
No.
Yeah, no. We dungeon master as in, or game master as in the D&D. Dungeons and Dragons version.
Definitely. And I was asking her, isn't there like a D&D cookbook? Because, there's a Harry Potter cookbook, there's a Game of Thrones cookbook, and a bunch of friends have gone to like Game of Thrones potlucks and stuff like that. And I would love to hear what John would come up with as far as a D&D cookbook would go. So I'm glad you asked, Deacon. I would have to go with one of the many, many things I've had Link eat in Ocarina of Time, as far as what I would like to eat from a video game. That definitely occurred to me when I was coming up with how might we make a cooking game, which is just something like, make this dish and bring it in, but it's what you conceive of, which is how you would score points and stuff like that. I made this thing from this book that we've all read, Like you made some of the food from Lord of the Rings, like you come in with lamprey bread. Or like from Game of Thrones, you come in with lamprey pie or something like that. Who's the bard? I think that might be Jake. I think it might.
I got an idea for a D&D inspired dish.
Yes.
Using an ostrich egg and making and a few other sort of exotic ingredients, like maybe some venison and a few things, making omurice out of that and calling it dragon omurice.
Oh, I love that idea. Fund it.
I know a place.
Sorry, I realized how that sounded when I said it. I'm not asking you to pay for it, my friend. I mean, let's do it.
Actually, no, what I was trying to say is I know a place where we can get ostrich eggs. It's.
Oh, yeah. You make it sound like they're like a controlled substance. Is there something I need to know?
They're not controlled substance, but it's not like I can go down to the local corner store and buy some.
Oh, that's not like Gelson's Fair? Like I don't know anything about ostrich.
I wouldn't expect it to be found in Gelson's, but I do know a place in... there's a desert town not too far from here that sells them, and I know a place like where I could go and buy them. They have them for sale.
That's
of course,
dope.
Getting it is hard. Is half the battle. The other half is actually remembering that you actually have to, get like a Dremel to open the dang thing.
Really?
They're really thick. It's not like you just crack it over the dish like I do with the chicken eggs.
Yeah.
They're the shell of a ostrich egg has got to support the weight of the bird, and that's a huge bird. So yeah, it's not going to be something where you can just crack it over the side. And also, one ostrich egg is going to make more omelette than that whole thing full of that whole carton full of eggs right there.
Interesting. Particular game is a theme to inspire three-course menu, even if it's not literal dishes. Love it. I love that. Oh god, bacon grease.
Yes, I am actually using the bacon grease instead of actually adding more because why use more? I mean, it's bacon.
Yeah.
It's got plenty of grease in there.
Oh yeah. I love that idea. Game-inspired ingredients, definitely. John's also an accomplished bartender and used to teach bartending, so I'm sure you can come up with drinks. Like, I don't mind just asking you that for the first time on stream. Ooh. You were coming up with a mint potion cocktail for a while, weren't you?
I came up with one. The question just was whether or not it would taste good. But it was because the mint potion is green and it had has green, clear, and a slight blue tinge to it. It was going to be using triple sec, well, actually not triple sec. It was going to use curacao, green creme de menthe, and the clear element was going to be either vodka or a what's it called? another probably like a schnapps of some sort.
Nice.
Nice. Something maybe like Rumpelminz, so you have
Sure.
that sort of minty
Right.
potion.
Definitely, and not Midori.
No, because that's melon flavored.
Right.
Again, it's a mint potion, so
Oh, I see. I thought that you were just sticking strictly to the colors for inspiration. Good for you for sticking to the theme. Yeah.
Rumpelminz, green creme de menthe, and then the only thing that's a little different is the curacao, which is
Gotcha.
orange flavored.
Yeah, no,
But-
that's what made me think. What made me miss the mint stuff, which is like, when you said curacao, I thought you were just being wholly original. Look at that.
Not adding very much salt, just basically about a
Yeah, it's got. Well, you're also
quarter-
adding the soy sauce.
yeah.
and the,
I'm adding about a quarter teaspoon, and because I'm adding the soy sauce.
There you go. Soy sauce. Yeah, but I love that idea because last week we were talking about secret ingredients. A lot like if you ever seen Iron Chef, 2 chefs assemble or more chefs assemble to compete, and they're given a secret ingredient behind the scenes. The Iron Chefs are told ahead of time, but it's going to be between one of 2 or 3 ingredients because you can't make 5 courses having no idea what you're going to be cooking with. But you get not no idea, but there's one main secret ingredient, quote unquote secret, that the whole meal revolves around. And Sophie Mint Potion last time came up with the idea of have chat be in control of that. That's not something anybody in the studio does except cook around. Ooh, look at that. Is that reducing or is that rendering?
It's
Yeah.
cooking is what it's doing. see the
Touche, smart butt. Okay.
you're kind of in the way.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. I apologize. Never hesitate to tell me to get out of the way. You're the chef.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
that's what I didn't hesitate. You just
Yeah.
didn't move, so I had to stop before running into you.
No worries.
But yes.
Yeah.
No, it's basically what that's doing right
Yeah.
now is it's giving the rice a chance to absorb all that liquid,
Gotcha.
and it is reducing in volume, but the rice is in fact absorbing that liquid right now. So the rice is cooking in the broth.
Nice.
I use a little bit more water than I did last time because I used about a half a cup last time, and it still doesn't have quite that right
Yeah.
mouthfeel. So I added about a whole cup and a half this time around.
Heck yeah.
Might be a little bit too much, but the good thing about rice is it's pretty forgiving. So
Oh, interesting.
as long as the rice it'll be plenty of liquid for the rice to absorb, and whatever doesn't get absorbed will evaporate off.
Cool. Super cool. That was full when we started. John's just been cooking up a storm. Kind of like risotto. Oh.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Good call. Good call, Deacon. Sorry, I got sidetracked doing commentary for the food. I apologize for nothing. Can you see this man and what he's doing? I apologize for nothing. Yeah. I think the inaugural battle might be between John and my father, who are the 2 best cooks that I know. My father never cooked professionally, but he always cooked at a professional level, and he used to cook competitively. Never on a TV show, but just amongst foodie groups and wine tasting groups and stuff like that. So I think that'd be cool. So I love that, just having Mint Potion Iron Chef. That's this being the second week in a row we've done this. It keeps coming back to stuff like that. Iron Chef is a major inspiration, which I love the idea of, and I do talk a lot about. I want to do something different than what other people have done, and I always want to. But at the same time, that doesn't seem to be where the demand is. So I think I will make myself a little cooking game, but I'm it's going to take a back seat. No worries. You didn't burn yourself, did you?
No,
Okay.
I spilled the rice. That's just more egregious.
That's a chef. Yeah, no, it's just like, oh, God, I spilled the rice. I have 1 fewer fingers, but who cares? I spilled the damn ingredients. It's like being in the 40K universe. The loss of life is unfortunate, but the waste of ammunition is unacceptable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. For those of you, the cooking game can have your own flair to it. Oh, it will. Oh, yeah. Don't you worry about that, Mr. Slip Atomic Melodies. It will. I don't know why I'm talking down to you like that. You've only ever been nice to me, mister. But, yeah, no, it definitely will, for sure. I get to be one of those, white glove wearing, Iron Chef cameramen, just, running around, getting in everybody's way. and I'll need my own intern carrying my cables around for me. But
With
John's been
blackjack
such
and
a
hookers?
trooper. John's been such a trooper. He's been dodging my cables the entire darn episode. Last time we came back from a bit of a break and I forgot my camera completely because I'm that much of a professional. But John's been great putting up with my mess as you make all the food. God, that looks good. Okay. But yeah. Okay. I think Gamer Alton Brown, yeah, he's my inspiration for what to do with my rapidly thinning hair, as a matter of fact, Mr. Alton Brown. He's going to be the snarky one-liners. Oh, I could do that. I could do that all day long. Oh, my God.
He already does it.
I already do. You have no idea. Did you see in the stream description, which is sometimes written by Ben, but mostly by me, which is our last stream went on. This is not another Celeste stream because we've been streaming Celeste, which is when Ben did Power Block, and the only change I made was Ces Neun Celeste stream, and then pardon our French, because that's the kind of corny ass joke I like to make. So don't worry, I will take over the reins of being the snarky one-liner man.
Not that I'm incapable. I'm just busy cooking.
Yeah, no, he's doing the real work is what he's doing. But yeah.
And yes, this is coconut oil. So
yeah. No, we use so little of it in this dish that John uses so little of it in this dish that we haven't referred to it in a while. But that's just coconut oil. Oh, has it started to separate that much?
It's starting to melt a little bit on the top.
Cool.
But it's because it's right next to a hot open
Yeah,
flame.
definitely. Well, also it's coconut. It'll separate by itself. You know, like that wasn't refrigerated when you found it, was it?
No, it was up
Okay, gotcha. And it'll solidify. Like it'll recongeal.
Yes,
by
no,
okay,
absolutely.
Cool.
It'll do.
Dope.
It's not the only product that actually will do that. It's just. I noticed it was doing that, and it was just easier to. It was just easier to pour it straight out of there than it was to dish out a solid lump.
Dish it out, yeah. Look at that. Stunning me to silence. Learn more about the science of cooking watching Alton Brown's Behind. Yeah, that's the position. That's going to be how we go about things. Most like.
Well, that's how he's going. Well, that's how I'm going to go about this.
Yeah, no, because you're going to be humping it over the over the grill there.
Yeah, I'm going to be over the stove the entire time. So he's the only face you're really going to see. You're going to see my backside the entire time.
Nonsense.
So I might as well just get a sign or like a copy of my face, put it in the back of my head. That way you can see me when I'm facing this.
You're going to be like the spy from TF2, where it's just like, why does that guy get that little mask on his face, fooling everybody? But no, I've been getting hero shots of you. I've been getting, your haloed and everything. No, I've been getting good shots of you, John. Don't worry.
I'm not worried. Well, I'm worried, but I'm worried for different reasons.
Ooh. Oh, people are already calling you the chef, by the way.
Huh.
Deacon Fatal asks, how does the chef feel about sous vide?
It's an interesting topic. I mean, honestly, not a fan. It's a little pretentious for my taste.
Interesting. From what I've heard, it's really tricky. Like I've heard the same thing from everyone I know who cooks. Look at that. And Slip, thank you for the kind words. Slip is saying that we have great chemistry, and is generally just being the nice guy he always is. Okay, so now Ben's got his own. We've got our own Battleship Row of I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation again. Omurai rice.
Omurice.
Omurice.
Just say
Omurice.
omelet, say omelet, and say rice. Say them really quickly. And
Omurice.
there you go. And then let them blend together.
That sounds good. But yeah, no, I've heard that sous vide's kind of like cheatery, or kind of just like I don't get it, or it's too much work where it could save work, or it's not involved enough where it could be more fun to be more involved. But some really famous chefs. My dad being such a big chef, I was by him cooking stuff, and his favorite, this most accomplished restaurateur, has his own sous vide, methodology, and has his own sous vide book. So that's a damn good question. It's very slow, but a good. I'm gonna go to game up and don't want to burn anything up. Interesting. I like it. No plate for the viewers? No, unfortunately, no. Yeah, we've got Battleship Row. of Omelette. We've got Battleship Row of our KitchenAid stuff. You know, that's the Missouri, the Arizona, and the Minnesota of our cooking arsenal. No plate for you. What can I say? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to come and have a taste, but unfortunately, we have invented television and smell-o-vision. Unfortunately, we haven't invented eat-o-vision yet.
No, not yet.
When we do, however, that means that sitting down and watching TV is going to be all the reason more why Americans are bigger than most people.
Definitely. I feel the sudden urge to do like something out of like a Red Hot Chili Peppers video where I just like hurl it at the camera like it's a pie.
Oh no!
Or I feel like this would be like the real cheesy. Oop! I gave you cameraception. Sorry about that. I tried to avoid that. But yeah, I feel like we could do the cheesy like, again, good eatsy kind of just like, and that's the end of the episode. Well, that was quick. John already disappeared to hand deliver the food to producer Ben.
Ben.
Oh God, this is good. Yeah, if I have any lulls in conversation, it's because I'm stopping to eat, and I apologize for nothing. Yeah.
Sorry, went to go deliver that one to Ben.
No worries.
He is over in the other room, and I'm sure I'm going to get more requests. Unfortunately, we're down to our last egg, and that is not enough to make another batch. So, quite frankly, we're done for today. As far as cooking goes, rest of this is going to go into the fridge right now, so that it doesn't get spoiled, amongst other things. But yeah, this is a relatively cheap, inexpensive dish. You don't have to use bacon. You do not have to use the onions or anything else that we have used today's dish. It is simply up to your tastes. However, this is what Steven picked out because that's what he wanted to eat. And quite frankly...
amazingly, it's something John hadn't made before. Yeah. I couldn't believe it.
Well, again, not in this particular combination.
That's right.
I have made...
Oh, Deacon Fatal. Thank you so much. And the more I say your name, the more I think we've met, so I apologize for not recognizing you if that's the case. If I was right, then it was very nice to meet you. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming. Ah, yes, Denny. Say again?
Yeah, we're done. Are we done for... Yeah.
All right then. So yeah, I am now going to move into the next stage of stuff for any kind of competitive cooking we do on Paradise and any kind of other smaller cooking game of my own design that I would work on. And we will see you all in the next one. Oh, John, you don't have to clean that up. You do so much.
Again, this is a cooking thing that happens pretty much anytime I cook. You're always going to be clearing your station. It's a chef's thing.
Yeah.
Especially if you're someone like me who actually has cooked at a professional level, in a very low profession, but yes, it was in fact professional level. I actually did work at a Denny's for a little while. It was not really supposed to be behind the kitchen, but I did do it because I was curious, and the cooks were good enough to teach me. So they showed me how to
there, boy. What are you doing with that knife on that fire? I was curious.
No, it was more along the lines of, well, we're swamped, but I know how to operate the frying machine, and just, you throw everything into the fryer, press the button, wait for it to come out, then take it out, shake it, and as that happened, it just would go in and do more and more. But the whole thing about it is that you have to move quickly, especially in Denny's, because it's fast. And I'm really glad I actually did learn how to cook all of Denny's dishes, because there was a day where I was there by myself, no cook, no manager, no nothing, just me alone in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Because our second cook didn't show up yet, and the first one had left. There was no one in the place, so I wasn't overly worried. But then we had 3 tables come in back to back, and not only did I seat them, I served them their drinks and started their food, and then finished their food before anyone else showed up. And
You ate their food before anyone showed up?
Well, no,
that's the way to do it.
Yeah,
well played.
And one of them ordered a T-bone steak too, so that was kind of a good day for me.
Man.
But yeah, so that's. But I had been cooking many years before then, so I've been in the kitchen since I was 5 years old, and as you can kind of see how quickly I turn these things out, that kind of shows how much I've worked.
How good he is, absolutely.
But yeah, when you work in a kitchen, especially when you're really kind of moving back and forth. Cleaning up after yourself becomes a sort of second nature thing. You might not wash all your dishes, but you make sure your counter space is clean,
Right.
so that the next thing you bring out isn't tripping over stuff you've left behind.
Indeedy doodle.
So, alrighty then. So I guess
Yeah.
that's going to do it for today's
So
stream.
yeah, thank you everybody who came by. It was great. It was absolutely great, just like last time. We'll probably be cooking next week, although we're not 100% sure. But we'll chat you up on Discord if we're not. With the additional feedback I got this time. Yeah, I'll be putting stuff in the suggestion box. Like I said I would do last week, so sorry I didn't get to that. And yeah, a format that works. Peace, Robbie and John. I hope you can find. I'm not Robbie. I'm Steven. Robbie is another person who works here. Find a format that works. Yeah. I have good vibes about this segment. It definitely keeps me more interested and holds my attention more than some other Men Potion shows. Cool. Thank you for the kind words, Slip. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna do our
definitely.
best to find more interesting dishes to bring forward.
Oh yeah.
And again, omelette is really simple, easy, fast, and yeah,
No worries, dude.
but yeah, so real easy, simple, fast dish. All you do is you prep a little bit of the
No worries.
you prep a little bit of grease in here just to start it off with. Give the rice a light fry. Add a little bit of water so that it absorbs everything. Then add the other ingredients in and make sure it all gets warmed up. And then you make your omelet. Put it in top, flip it, top it, and give it a little bit of thing on top. You're done. It's
He makes it seem so easy.
yeah, well, it is easy. Everything is easy if you break it down into small steps.
I think that's the Mint Potion way of it. Well said.
So just go ahead and watch this stream again, and if you have to, just slow it down and see what I'm doing.
Definitely. Or hit us up and chat some other time, and we'll connect.
All right.
For sure. But in that case, until then, we'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone.